Hello, everyone. How's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's resume our complete beginner's guide to Green Hell, shall we? All right, so we got to move quickly here. Daylight's a burning. We just woke up after our terrible runaway, and we need to survive. So the first thing that you want to do is come over and get some stones so that you can begin harvesting. If you're ever not sure, okay, well, first you can come into your notebook and check out what you can do. We don't know what's going on with Mia. There's some story here. This is our objective, to find help. Yes, indeed, of course we want to do that. These are the things that we can make. All the stuff that we had from the beginning part of the tutorial is present, along with some new items. So once we get to this point, the game gives us all kinds of new recipes, like how to build a base, how to build a platform. You know, you can build a frame, you can put a platform on it, you can build a little house up high. Here's how we build a fire. But the main thing that we want to build right now is going to be right here. We want a hut shelter. It's the easiest thing, I think, to build, or a small shelter, whichever one you want to go with. But a hut shelter will do just fine so that we can rest and save the game. Because remember, if I hold right button, you see I've got my macros, but I also have in the, I'm going to pause it so I can talk to you. In the bottom left, I also have my satiety, my sleepiness, like my stamina and my fatigue. And when it gets dark, you do not want to be wandering around, passing out in the jungle. You want to have a nice place to sleep. So we need tools so we can start gathering resources. And we need to think about food. We need to think about water. So let's do that. First thing is, you notice these big stones. Now, in my backpack, I have nothing. Let's talk to the radio. Let's see if we can get anybody's response.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? I had an accident. I don't know what happened. Please, help? Over.
So no one's helping.
Fuck.
Right. So if I open up my backpack, you'll see that it's empty. I don't have anything in here at all on any side. So we lost everything. Everything from the beginning part of the game is gone. You have to rebuild it from the ground up. So I'm going to take this stone, and I'm going to have it selected, and I'm going to push expand, and I'm going to harvest it into small stones. We don't really need a big stone right now. And as soon as you get a small stone, you'll notice it says notebook entry stone blade in the upper right. And if I go to my notebook and I go down here, we can go back to the tab for tools, and stone blade is now in here on the second page, and it says 2 stones make a stone blade. So you can't craft this, though, from the book. Items in here you need to craft from your crafting menu by going into the wheel, by pushing options, go to the hand with the tool for craft, and then you can select one of these stones. They go into the big pouch of our backpack, and just push A to craft, and push A again to craft, and then now once we have 2, we can craft a stone blade. And I'm going to push right bumper to do that, and now we've got a stone blade. And we can also now make a stone axe. So this game works very similarly to many survival crafting games. The more resources that you acquire, the more recipes that you get, so that you can build more tools, survive longer, have more quality of life, and so on and on. So this is what we need to do. We need to kind of see what we can gather, get our bearings, and now that we have a knife, it's already selected. You see my character is holding it. I can slash with R2. All of the commands are in the bottom right, just like they were with the machete that we had before. And it's equipped in our backpack to slot 1. I'm going to take this stone, and I'm going to break it down. I'm going to harvest it into some more small stones, because I need a bunch of these. You can see now I have 4 total small stones. It just kind of shows you each increment. And if I go to my notebook, you can see a stone axe is just a stick and a stone. So we need a stick and a stone to make an axe so we can get some trees. Now come right over here and look at this palm tree. Look at this. Bananas. Take some bananas whenever you see them. Bananas, all right, I'm going to show you. We don't need to eat right now, but bananas provide carbs, the yellow So when you're hungry, you can eat that to help your character with their carbohydrate situation. Now, this is water right here that you can see, and you can drink this by holding X to expand. I'm sorry, holding X to drink it. But see how it says unsafe? If I drink this water, my character will react badly. I will get parasites built up and become unhealthy. But it's better than dying of thirst. So in an emergency, you drink this, but know that you're going to get parasites. Now, we're going to find ways to remedy parasites in a moment, hopefully. The other thing you could do here, if I push Y to expand, is you can wash yourself or take mud. So sometimes you'll get dirty, and you want to wash yourself off. Just go to the water and do that. Now, you'll see here some leaves. So, like for this tree right here, I could try to cut it with my blade, but not very effective. Notice how it said blades +1. I got my skill up on blades now because I just used it. Now, this is a dry leaf right here. I definitely want that, but I'm going to first pick up this stick. I'm just going to look for a stick on the ground. We get some new recipes, and I'm going to go to the crafting panel, and I'm going to push A on a stone, and then we need to go over to the fire panel right here. Oh, this isn't the fire panel. I'm sorry. This is the rope and supply panel with the sticks, the back of the backpack. And we're going to just put that on there, and this will make us a stone axe. So once those two are both there, I push right bumper. I just added the stick and the stone, and now I have an axe. And I can push right on the directional pad to switch to my axe or left to go back to my knife. Now that I have the axe, you see this palm tree right here? It's got a dead, dry leaf on it. I'm going to chop this up. Now, we'll get there eventually. Our axe skill is going up, as you can see on the middle right of the screen. Chop, chop, chop. And then I'm going to hold X to pick up this dry leaf because we want as much fire stuff as we can get. Now, I keep calling this a palm tree because, you know, I'm foolish. I'm not from the jungle. This is actually a banana tree, hence why bananas were growing on it. And that's important because these are banana leaves, and many recipes ask for palm leaves, which are not these, which are these. So this is like, these are palm leaves right here. The big, solid-looking ones are banana leaves, but I'm going to chop this banana tree down. I'm going to keep the banana tree that's by the shore because usually every day that will spawn bananas. So keep that there so you can just get bananas. And then let these drop. And I'm going to find the dry leaf and pick that up. And let's see what time it is. Yeah, it's already 3:30. Okay, so now we have an axe, a knife, some bananas, and pick up any sticks you find on the ground. Okay, we talked to you a little bit about walking through the jungle. And again, I'm going to keep pausing it because the time will pass. And I want to do stuff before it gets dark. When you're walking through the jungle, there can be critters on the ground. Rattlesnakes. Okay, poisonous frogs. You do not want to touch or interact with any of these things until you're ready. So usually in this area, those won't be here. It's further out, but just in case, if you hear a snake, look around, and it won't chase you or anything. Just give it a wide berth, and you can avoid it. But you can't just run through the jungle willy-nilly in this game very successfully, unless it's an emergency or you feel invincible. Usually the game will punish you for doing that. So you got to watch out for all kinds of creepy crawlies. All right, I'm going to move up here. Now, you see that I'm going to kind of just follow this and go up to the left. It's starting to rain, you know, as we're in the rainforest. And there's some rocks here. I'm going to pick up these sticks, all of this stuff on the ground. And right up here to the kind of northwest of our starting beach, which, you know, is right down there. There's the little lagoon area that we woke up in. This is a cave right along this rock wall. It's super easy to find, and once you get inside this cave, you will notice that there is an obsidian stone, which we're going to take and is awesome, and there's space for us to create a fire that already has a roof over it so it won't get put out by the rain, and we can also kind of like sleep here. I love using this area as our starting base. It's very, very convenient. So first thing I'm going to do is open up my crafting panel. And I'm going to say, okay, well, I got that obsidian stone. What can I make with it? Let's go over here. And I'm going to just put that on the crafting wheel. And I'm going to put a stick over here. And nope, I can't craft anything. What about a small stick? Nope, that didn't work. So, I wonder what I can make with this. Well, I'll tell you one thing I can make with this is a spear, which I want really badly, but we need a long stick to get that. So first of all, look for rope, anything like that that would be useful. And I don't see... Is this rope? Should be some rope just hanging from some of these trees. Eventually we'll find it. Here we go. Right? Or not? Huh. Okay. We'll find some rope in a second, but what we need to find right now is a tree like this, so I could chop it and get a long stick. It's getting dark, and the rain is not helping that. But anyway, I'm going to pick up... I'm actually not even going to pick up the long stick. I'm just going to push Y to expand, and I'm going to push X to craft, and it goes on the bench, and I'm going to add my obsidian stone, and I'm going to add... Oh, well, I want to make a spear, but I don't have any rope. Remember, I said rope. Okay. Well, let's get these sticks then. And let's see. I'm going to hash out a few things. I'm going to push my notebook. And remember, when you're not building a tool, if you're building something larger, you need to use your notebook as the reference. Go to small fire, push X, and let's just put it right there. Create. And then I'm also going to go to my notebook, select notebook, and I'm going to go to the platform, and I've got the page marked for hut shelter. I'm going to push X on hut shelter, and I'm just going to move this out, and I'm going to kind of like hold left trigger and right stick to rotate this until it says I can build this little shelter right here, and I'm going to push X. So now, like, I'm going to try to sleep right here, and I'm going to have a fire back there, and then I'm going to kind of push B to cancel that. So now we have these laid in, and we know what we need. We need sticks for both of these things, and we're going to get it. But first, let me walk around and see about... Here we go. Which tree do I want? This one's too big. Okay. Let me go here. Let's just get some sticks and stuff going on, right? For our fire.
Shit.
And...
Seriously?
Oh, okay. The axe already broke. And this happens. So your character will be upset when that happens. But we'll harvest this long stick just to get some smaller sticks. And luckily we should have some stones in our backpack. So we'll go to craft. And, yep. We'll just craft with this and go over to this panel and select this and make one. You can make more than one, so then if it breaks, you just automatically select it. And let's see. Finally, here's some rope. Okay, so it's got the leaves on it. So like these things that hang down, it's actually not rope. You need to have like the more viney looking thing that has the leaves, and then you're good. Now, we just found some mushrooms. These mushrooms, we don't know what they do. So this is extremely... Get all the rope you can, by the way, when you see it. So look for the leaves. When you find a mushroom, at some point in this game, you're going to have to do science and just eat it to see what it does. Sometimes it's not going to go well. Your character will like vomit or get poisoned or have a terrible reaction to it and some of the things that you eat. So you want to do so in a safe place. Here's a bunch of sticks for us. But I'm just picking up everything that's on the ground, stick-wise. A lot of the mushrooms, especially in this starter area, are good to go. So I'm going to go into my backpack by going Options, Notebook, and we're going to go, not Notebook, Backpack, and then go to Food. And you'll notice we have the bananas in here. And it says right here, Effects of Consumption Unknown. We don't know what these will do, but I'm going to just expand it, and I'm going to eat one. And then now we know that this gives us 25 carbohydrates, and it fills like our hunger needs, so that's great. You can see that we're getting tired. Our energy and our stamina are dropping. Now this mushroom, I don't know what it does. I'm going to push expand, and I'm going to push X to eat it. This actually gives us 5 carbs and 1 sanity. So I'm going to expand this, and I'm going to give it a name. So one of the things you can do is, once you find something in this game that you don't know what it is, like a unknown plant or something, you can name it. And I'm going to name this Sanity Shroom, because this mushroom helps restore your sanity. So I'm just going to give it that name so that I know anytime I find it in the future, it's called Sanity Shroom. And I'm going to start putting stuff down, building the fire. All right, the fire is now created, and we can start to build our campsite, which is difficult to see. But here's some palm leaves, which I can just gather. And actually, I probably should use a knife for this. It's easier. There we go. Give a small leaf pile. And these are banana leaves, so these aren't going to work. We need a bigger... let's see. We need bigger leaves. There we go. So this one gave us the palm leaves, which we can take and you can put on. But remember, we need these on our hut, or our little like sleeping place, but they aren't good until we have to put the sticks first. So even though it's dark, I'm going to still explore a little bit. And as you're playing, you see all these new recipes are popping up. I'm going to get my axe, and I'm just going to chop down this tree. You don't have to do this, but I can't rest right now in a way that I feel safe about, and I can't save the game. I'm actually going to drop this long stick, and I'm going to harvest it so I can get enough sticks to try and build this up here. Pick up all the sticks we found. Go up here. I'm going to throw in every stick that we can. We still need 3 more sticks for that. Okay, so I'll just come over to this tree. Your stamina, which depletes when you do pretty much any kind of physical action, its max is capped by your fatigue. So if you're super tired, I'm going to harvest this log. You're not going to be able to do much of anything at all. And we got a bunch of sticks, and we got a plank from harvesting that log. I will pick up these sticks, leave that long stick there, and let's see. Great. Now we need long sticks for this house. And here's one. And I'm going to put it over here. All right, we need 2 more. Moonlight is actually not bad in this for illuminating. I know it's probably really dark for you to see, but some of this game, especially in the beginning, you're just going to need to play in the dark because you don't have many options. There's a long stick. Can't pick up anything else while I have this. I'm just going to put it on my house. And then, let's go here. Got it. That was a tough one. Enormous. All right, I need a long stick. Did we get one? We did. Okay. So our character is getting real tired, but I can insert this, and now we need to put in the rope, and now it's about palm leaves. So we're going to just pick up palm leaves and throw it down. Pick it up, throw it down. Right now, pretty sure you can only carry 1 leaf at a time. You can build sleds, things that let you carry more resources in one go. But remember, we chopped this down earlier. It's basically just put everything down that you can. Just walk back and forth, find the closest palm tree, and luckily, the palm bushes and trees, they're everywhere. So it's pretty easy to get what we need. I'm just pushing X to pick these up, pushing X near my thing, and we get them. Remember, that's banana. That doesn't count. And then let me find another one that's palm. This is good. Use your knife. And remember, use your knife to cut these kind of like shrubs and things. And then get yourself a palm leaf. Run up. Now you see that kind of in the bottom left, the badges will appear to describe your condition, and I'm dirty. So I need to go wash myself off. But that's not my top concern at the moment. I'll take the stick. Sure, yeah, whatever. Anything that I can put into my backpack, I like to have like full backpack of all of the resources that I can carry. It's not like it weighs your character down or anything like that. You just have a certain number of each item that you can hold. or depending on where it goes in your backpack. I'm going to jump over this, and I'm getting tired, but there we go. We finished our hut shelter. So now we can sleep. If you aim at the bottom, you can sleep by holding X, and if you move the cursor up top, you can actually hold X to save the game. So I just saved the game, so if I die, and you can die, by the way. I died so many times early in the game by getting poisoned or food poisoning or just having something bad happening to me that just wrecked me. You can die right now. It's very common to die within the first couple of days. So I like to save it so I don't have to just do that, build my shelter and my fire. Now that we've got the shelter built and the fire, I'm going to jump over my own house and go back here. And I'm going to go to the crafting panel, and we need to go to the rope screen, and we need to use a big stick and a small stick to make a hand drill like we did earlier. And I'm going to craft that up, and then I'm going to go to the fire tab, and I'm going to select the hand drill. I'm going to expand, and I'm going to say use. And then we're at the hand drill, and I'm going to go back to the main compartment, and I'm going to use this dry leaf. Now, you can hold down to sort things, a little easier to see. I'm just going to insert that in there. This might be hard for us to start a fire because our stamina is so low. Oh, we just got it. Okay. And ignite. And now we have a fire. So now we have some more light. We have our house. And I feel much better about things. Now, something you can do if you want is you can go into your backpack and you could start cooking things. So you can go to the food tab and you can say, what happens if I grill a mushroom? Or what happens if I grill a banana. So I'll just put those on there and see what happens as it's going. So it's cooking away. And while it's cooking, I'm going to say, is there anything else I want to build right now? Sure. I'm going to add to the fire. So I can, when you aim at the central circle on the fire, you can add wood to it, but you'll notice that there's a gauge that's slowly burning and it's moving clockwise, filling up with gray. Right now it's like a black transparency, but it's filling up with this lighter gray. That actually means that this fire is going to last a long time. It has to fill up entirely with that lighter gray to expire. And you can add more items, like you can go to your backpack and go to the rope panel, and you can just throw on a stick. Like you can just insert it, and you'll see that now it's full. The fire is at full strength. If you want it to keep burning. Okay, and these mushrooms, this stuff doesn't look like it really cares about being cooked at all. So I was just experimenting to see if you could, make like a fried banana or something like that, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold X to sleep, and we'll see what happens to that stuff that's left by the fire. It might burn. Now, you notice our character is sleeping. You can at any time push B to wake yourself up if you don't want to sleep this long. But I recommend getting a full sleep, all right? And we could turn around. And, yeah, this food does not cook. So you don't need to worry about cooking bananas or these mushrooms. You can just eat them. And speaking of eating them, let's look at our nutrients. We need water. We need proteins. We need fats. We need everything. So I'm going to go ahead and just eat this banana right now. And our carbs are pretty good. I'm going to take the sanity mushroom. Notice the fire is still there, but it's kind of burning out. I'm going to keep the fire going because I want it to be there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my backpack, and I'm just going to insert some sticks on there. It's not as good as if you insert a plank. So I'm going to go back to my backpack, and I'm going to go over to the fire screen. And you'll notice I made that plank when I harvested the log, and it goes into this like fire building side, and I'm going to insert that, and that will keep our fire going for a long time. Okay, so here's our little hut, and we could sleep there. We could save the game. I want to make a spear, and let me see. Do I have any rope? I do. So if I want to make a spear, I need a long stick. Did I leave one of those anywhere? Well, I'll pick up all these sticks. That's good. Here, no, it tricked me. It's not a long stick. This is a log. Here's a log stick. Expand, craft. And can I use the obsidian stone? And you notice how it's saying, okay, one more ingredient. Let's go to the rope. And now we can make a spear. So the obsidian stone we found in the cave, the rope, and the long stick, craft this up, and now we get a spear. A spear is amazing as a weapon, in my opinion, because, especially with the obsidian stone, it's stronger than just regular stone. If you see a snake or something, you can actually stab it from far away. You get reach. So you could fight reasonably well against minor threats with this, but also what you can do is you can fish. So I'm going to come down to the water. And you see that there's a big fish swimming right there in the water. Now it's going to move away. But, okay, I'm going to get back on this rock. I'm going to jump back up on the rock. These fish right here, these big boys, they will take laps, like right in front of you. And all you want to do is just stay still, and they'll kind of not mind you. And when they get close, oh, that was a close one. You just spear. You just stick your spear in the water. And if you do it right, you will get... Oh, there's a snail. You can take that. We'll talk about that in a moment. If you do it correctly, you can get yourself a fish. I'm not doing a good job. Luckily, you have some time. Darn. There we go. Got one. Okay. So even if you're bad like me, you can get a fish. And you can get, it's a arowana. And you can take it by pushing X. Just take it off your spear. I'm going to run back, pushing L3 to run to our cave. You can see it easily. There's like smoke and fire coming from it. I'm going to go to the back. And I'm going to go in my backpack now. The fish is actually in my main pouch, just whole. And you expand, and you're going to harvest it so that you break it apart, and you get fish bones, and you get scales, which we'll talk about in a minute. But we also get this meat, and I'm just going to put it on the fire. And you see how when it is something that you can cook, and you put it on the fire, it gets the radial that's filling up and showing that it's cooking. So it's moving all the way through. We can also cook this snail if we want to eat it. Now, it is worth noting that you see how the sanity shroom, it has a decay time. So in 11 hours and 17 minutes, this will go bad and you can no longer eat it. It just becomes like garbage that'll poison you in your backpack. So you definitely might want to just eat one. Our sanity is fine, but we could use the carbs, and it just before it wastes. And the same thing, the snail has a pretty good amount, like a day and 11 hours before it goes bad. I'm just waiting for this to cook. My character's getting really thirsty, though, unfortunately. And water is hard to deal with at the beginning of the game. We're going to have to do an imperfect solution for now, but we're doing okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and now take the cooked meat. And this is almost done. And you see... Oh, okay. Actually, wait. I got leeches. You see how it says -2 sanity, and I have a magnifying glass? I got to go to the magnifying glass, and we got to inspect ourselves. We got a leech on us. Probably from going in the water. So let's check our legs. Yep, you can see right on the back. All you have to do with the leech is just select it, push X, pull it off. And then once they're all gone, you get the sanity... well, we get the sanity back because we're close to the fire. But they'll stop draining your sanity. Now, I'm going to go eat this meat right here. And you'll see that like our proteins and our carbs are pretty much set. Now it's just a matter of getting water and getting fat. So let's talk about water. That's why it's also really nice to have a fire, is for your sanity. So our sanity is fine. We found the good mushrooms that help with sanity, and now for the rest of the game, they're identified for us. They also, by the way, if you want, they go in your notebook. So like if you go to your notebook and you turn to pages, when we figured out the leeches, yep, we just inspect them, but you can also turn and you can find sanity shroom, and it says right here it's a source of carbs, but we also know that it gives +1 sanity, and the name that you give it will appear in your notebook, and you can see a picture of it. How I get a Polaroid camera, don't even ask, but let's move over here because I want to show you this. I'm going to swim. And swimming is fine right here. It's not dangerous. This tree, does it have anything? No. But, oh, it has a bird nest. Okay, fine. But we can't target it. Sometimes this little spot is hard to target for whatever reason. There are occasionally mushrooms on this tree, but there's nothing right now. So I'm going to climb up this branch. I'm going to follow it, this big tree that has fallen over. I'm just going to keep looking around in this starting area. All right, anything that I can pick up, sticks. Yep, no more space for small stick. That's fine. There's some dry stuff if I want to make big stick. If I want to make a fire, here's some stones. I will actually harvest this stone. This log, if we cross it, there can be good stuff, but there can also be snakes. So just know that the game gets a little bit more difficult once you kind of move across that canyon there. And I'm actually just exploring. Oh, here we go. Here's some larvae. These are gross, and you can eat them in a pinch, but they hurt your sanity. You could cook them to make them less damaging. Your character still does not like to eat them, but it's something you can have in an emergency. Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. I'm just looking for trees to find mushrooms. Okay. And we found these little, like, kind of orangey red cap mushrooms on this log. And now my character's really thirsty, so let's talk about that. You do have water right here that you can drink from. It's just unsafe. So I'm going to just walk into this, and I'm going to hold X to drink.
No, bad idea.
And then my character says, bad idea. And if I look at my macros, I still am thirsty. So I'm going to drink again. And, okay. I did okay. I actually didn't get contaminated. I believe it's a random chance if you get hurt by drinking this water. But even if we did, I'm going to show you in our backpack, we got these new mushrooms. I'm going to eat one. Expand. Eat. These babies right here, unknown, gave us 5 carbohydrates, but also, if you mouse over it, it says -1 parasites, and it has that stomach icon. So if the water were to give us parasites, if we eat this particular mushroom, it would take them away, 1 each time. So usually water, I feel like it gives you like 2 parasites, and if you eat these mushrooms, then you can drink this water and clear the parasites and be okay. So these are super helpful to find. I'm going to name these. The Parasite Gone Shroom. And now I know, like, if I eat these, I take care of parasites. If I eat these, I help my sanity. So it's just super useful to start foraging, especially in this early area where there's not as much threat. So very quickly, we just survived our first day. What time is it? It's about, 1 p.m. on our second day. We built a fire. We got ourselves a sleeping hut. We built a spear with the obsidian stone. That's a lizard. You could kill those. Eat them. And I'm going to go back to the fire because I want to go to my backpack and I'm going to cook this snail. So remember, we tried to cook some stuff and it didn't bring up the radial, meaning like you can't cook that. And we can also try to cook this larva, okay? Just to do it. And I can expand the fire. No, I'm going to actually go to my backpack, sorry. And I'm going to go to this panel and we can just add some sticks. And there we go. Looks like the cooked larva is done. I'm not going to eat it. I'm just taking it for science. And we go in our food panel and we've got a cooked larva right here. We won't know what it does until we eat it. So I'm going to eat it. And you'll see how it gave us 5 proteins, but it gave us -2 sanity. So quickly, we'll just go ahead and eat the sanity shroom to help stabilize. And the fire will also give us the rest of our sanity back. So that's an emergency thing, but honestly, in this starting area, what you want to do is eat fish. That's why we made the spear, so we could catch the fish. And now that we've cooked this fish, it actually lasts for about 2 days after cooking it. It gives you 31 proteins, 10 energy, and restores 5 sanity. So it's amazing. However, it's worth noting that it does not give us fat. So we get no fat from the fish, and we're going to need to get that from other sources. Where are we going to get fat? Well, it's a new solution from a new area, and we finished eating this, so I'm going to actually eat the snail, And the snail gives you 3 proteins and 1 energy if you cook it. So it's not great, but it's honestly, of course, better than nothing. And the snails like to just live on rocks near the water generally, so you could find a bunch even if you can't fish and eat them. So awesome. So look at us. We have some cooked food. We have some mushrooms. We identified them. We named them. We have some other items and supplies. I'm going to hold this to sort it that we don't need to use. We got leeches off ourselves. We built a shelter. We could save the game. We got a fire going. We have a knife, an axe, and an obsidian spear. So now we have at least the very basics of a foothold to make some progress in this game. Everyone, I hope you're finding this series to be useful and fun. I hope you're actually not dying instantly in this game and have this hut and can now explore with a little bit of confidence. You have a food source, you have a water source that's not great, but will get the job done. And if you could find the mushrooms, you can sustain it. And we will press on further and find some more stuff in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Take care.